Okay, hello. Hopefully this works now. Okay. Hello, my name is Disco and welcome to How I Choose Colors. If I sound mean, it's because this fucking program didn't record it. First, this is how color theory works. I start with this because it's the basics and what I know. There are a few different methods about how to choose colors and stuff. This is the basics from my art class. So if you take art, this might be yours too. There is the triadic, which is just the basics, like the main three. It can be red, or yellow, blue. There could be the green, orange, and purple, and so on and so forth, as long as it's in threes. Then there's the complementary, where it's red to green, yellow to purple, blue to orange. And then there is the split complementary. This is a palette that I choose often. So like the yellow is next to orange, when the yellow is complementary color is purple. This is a color palette I use most often because I think it looks really pretty. It looks like a sunset. And then there's the analogous colors, which is like whichever colors are beside each other basically. So like red, orange, yellow, and then like be like orange, yellow, green, and so on and so forth until you get right back to red. Okay, and then next is value. Yeah, white, light gray, medium gray, darker gray, and then black. Obviously, there's many shades in the middle, as seen from this little color palette thing. Yeah, color picker. That's what it's called. And so this is to make sure like all your values look different, and then you mix them with the color to make tone, tint, and shade. Oh boy. Where did this go? Did this end? Oh, okay. Shit. Heck. Don't worry. And this is where we get into the part about how I perceive colors. I don't normally draw on the computer, so please forgive this. It's not ideal. The shirt says, I know what I'm doing, sort of. I don't. I mean, I kind of. That's why it says that. Okay, so my eyes are really bad. Exhibit A, I wear glasses. Exhibit B, well, I probably should have made that Exhibit A, considering that's when I first got my glasses. I was in 4th grade. This is War and Peas. At the legume. It's a legume. So like I needed glasses. My eyes aren't good. Anyway. Wow. So I often associate a color with a value. And it's like from light to dark, which right now it seems like, yeah, this makes sense, considering these would have like a lighter such value than these. However, when you look at them, give me a second, look at this, this is super light. And then look at this, just a bit darker. This, actually lighter than orange somehow in value. This, that's a bit darker, but I like that. This is the darkest, like on this whole sheet. Anyway, so like I use these. Let me turn off the background. This is gonna get real bright real quick. Sorry. What was wrong with it? So this is like how I. So this is like better to see them, like the saturation, because the gray kind of dulls them almost. But like I'll show you in a second what I fully mean by values, because they obviously have contrasting values a little bit. But I use it mostly the split complementary colors to make sure that each color contrasts each other. Like blue to orange, and then there's some split complementary in there. It just kind of goes all the way around. And then there is this, showing you the actual lights and darks. So like, it's actually not a big range for me. I think I have a problem with seeing value rather than color. I mean, I have my depth perception is kind of bad due to general dissociation. So like it used to be much better. Like I can see values and like shading and stuff, but also like my eyes are like, no, you don't get to fully recognize it. Except in my brain. So the term, no, anyway. So which is why so it's like this is how I create some of my more colorful artwork. Otherwise, I keep to like character color palettes that I came with. Obviously, I make them brighter. It depends on like how much I like the original colors. So I might make them want to pop more. This is mostly I did this specifically when I have a more limited palette, or when I just think it should look weird. Like I think it should look strange. I'm like, oh, you know what? Today I'm gonna have some fun with it. Sorry, my voice is monotone. I don't know how to speak correctly sometimes. Also, I rarely use black for shading, by the way. Like, if you ever watch Invader Zim, you can understand, like, how dull the colors are. So I think I actually use like, more saturated colors because I can't see. Or, like, in Borderlands 1, or any of them, the games are, like, very, very desaturated. Like, with much less, like, hue, which is color. So I have to have more saturation and contrasting colors so I can recognize things, honestly. That's why I like to do more eye strainy art, which isn't great for other people's eyes. I recognize that. So I sometimes either I dull down the saturation for when I post things, usually. So that's better for others. And hopefully this helps.